Okay, am I live? I might already be live. Might have screwed this up because I don't know where my window is. And I'm live. Well, how's it going, everybody? I don't know if I have audio. Might have to go and consult my own thing where I take a look at my own channel on my phone. It's so very Inception-esque, but I'm live and we'll see if anybody shows up to my party today. My name is Steven and I'm not leaving Las Vegas. I'm a Vegas blogger. And see if my channel says I'm live. Oh, it doesn't say I'm live on my channel. Very interesting, but we'll see. Oh, Margarita's here, and Kevin's here, and Mark's here, and Jerry's here, and Day Tripper's here. Hey guys, how do I sound? You tell me how I sound, because I don't see my own video popping up on my own channel. Second, well, you were like 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. Mike is here. Cynthia, Jean. Well, I got to turn this up for a minute. This is a bad idea. Oh, it doesn't sound bad at all, does it? Very clear. How's the video quality look, ladies and gentlemen? How does the video quality look? Does it look like it's crystal clear? Am I bleeding through in colors? You tell me what's up with that. I set this up quickly on the fly. Oh, my hat is now out of the frame. How tragically bad is that? I'll lower myself down a little bit. Linda's here. Juan is here. Lorna had the first like. 74 people and 13 likes. I'm not used to not having a microphone in front of me, and I'm not used to not looking at my camera. It's actually right up there. Video quality is good. Did you get my email? Yes, oh, no, I didn't, Linda. Don't send any email there. I don't even check it. It's stevenj at notleavinglasvegas.com. stevenj at notleavinglasvegas.com. Yes, this is actually using the Mac. So you guys are aware, I have all these wacky little teeny tiny Mac peripherals in front of me, like the world's worst mouse, for example, and this small little keyboard that's not even that big and all this stuff. So I set it up that way. We'll see if the quality is better. It's kind of good. Let's see here. You sound look good. Hello from Ohio. SoCal in the house. Ashley is here. I sound great. Yeah, they brag about the microphones on this. I guess they built this for the post-COVID streaming world. How are things there for COVID-19? Well, I guess we could check that out. Let's see what that is all about. We'll hit up the NevadaIndependent.com and see some stats right here. Hello, Stephen D. Carr is here. David is here. Going to be in Vegas on October 11th. Looking forward to celebrating our 20th anniversary. Well, good on you, buddy. That is cool. NorCal's here with Watbury. Oh boy, new toys. Yeah, frustrating toys to use since I've been a Windows user since forever and I don't understand any of this. It's all Greek to me. State approves $20 million for small businesses after struggling to give away commercial rent assistance. Struggling to give away commercial rent assistance. This is on the Nevada Independent today. So we're going to have a general question and answer, but we're going to get to those COVID numbers in just a moment. Let's see what the hell this is all about. Nevada is launching a new broad-based grant program for businesses and nonprofits that suffered pandemic-related hardships after their earlier effort to offer commercial rent assistance was able to get less than half of its funds out the door. More Nevada being Nevada, not doing a very good job at getting the rent assistance out there, the unemployment, the employment assistance, whatever they call it. Let's see what the latest trends look like. It looks like 358 in Clark County, up 358 from yesterday. No deaths. Deaths and ICU admissions are going down. Thank goodness for that. Thinking about moving to Vegas next year, do you know of any good real estate agents? I do, Jeremiah. It's my friend Josh. JoshSellsVegas.com. He was actually just on, he was just in My Vegas magazine. He's one of the top 100 realtors in Las Vegas, actually. Pretty good accomplishment. JoshSellsVegas.com. Tell him that you're coming from me, because he's my personal friend for many, many years. Whoa, Jared. Whoa, Derek Carr. Throwing me a touchdown. It's D Carr. I just say Derek all the time. Thank you so much, D. I appreciate it. So yeah, 358. Oh yeah, JoshSellsVegas.com. You can visit there if you want to. This is going to be a general Las Vegas chat stream brought to you by our sponsors, which is essentially you guys plus channel members, Patreon members. VegasFaceMask.com. That's what we got going on right there. This is made by my wife, of course, 2 for $25. And this one is called, I don't know, Patriotic America. Hey, there's a presidential debate tomorrow night. I, for some reason, thought it was 3 hours long. I'm like, I'm not going to be able to stream tomorrow night. No, it's only 90 minutes of hell we have to go through. Wonder what's going to happen after that. Going to be something major is going to happen the next day, because something major always happens after something else major political happens. Jim had a fabulous time in Vegas last week. I'm not going to stay up till we get 100 likes. Giddy up, people. Can I get 100 likes? There's only 139 people watching, but maybe that'll improve. I've only been here for 5 minutes. Are they having March Madness in Vegas? It is way too close to tell if we're going to have a March Madness situation. I mean, you know, we have COVID madness this year, so who knows about next year. I imagine if they can do it, they'll do it. I mean, the tournament won't be here. Although, ooh, that's a diddlink? What the hell was that? Oh, that's an email. I better turn my sound off of my computer entirely. Jersey T, thank you so much, my friend. Lottery says we're a family. Hey, Steven, you had mentioned that 66 on the Caesars statue. 66 was the last time the Raiders moved from home fields from Frank's Field to the Coliseum. Cool. I really thought it was a reference for the fact that Caesars Palace was actually opened in 1966, but maybe it's a double reference, Slot Freaks. That would be cool. I was watching Chiefs dismantle the Ravens. Well, there you go. Is it? All right, it's Monday Night Football. Hey, look, I'm competing with Monday Night Football. But that's okay. According to the news media, nobody watches that anymore. But I watch the game. I watch the Raiders play and lose. I watch little clips of it. I said I wouldn't watch it, but I got sucked into it. I got brainwashed just like anybody else. This is Gatorade Zero with some ice in it, and I have a straw so I can drink it easier. So Tamara loves the mask Caroline made. Thank you so much. And Ravens, I know what you meant, my man. I know what you meant. Go Chiefs. Hello, not leaving Las Vegas. CCS says, almost 100 likes. I'm getting anxious. Oh, we got to boost it up to 100 likes. Hey, everybody that just came in. Can you like the channel? Like the video? Like everything? Like. I want to get to 100 in the next 30 seconds. You have 30 seconds to like it. Go. There we go. Are the bars opened? Oh, yeah, Johnny. Oh, they opened a couple of weeks back. They actually opened the day that the Raiders played their first game. Not a coincidence, if you ask me. Am I a Raiders fan? I guess I'm converted into a Raiders fan. It's fun to watch a team locally and watch them grow and expand. And I think we have a chance of being real good sometime in the next few years. Nothing better than the NFL Red Zone. Don't have to watch a game, just the highlights. Yeah, well, that's true too, but what I do is I time shift all my games. I set up my phone so I don't have the notifications, can't spoil me and my fun, and then I don't have to watch the game. I just zip through to the parts I want. I got the YouTube TV, and there's all sorts of ways to stream that stuff. Let's see here. Okay, made it. Now say it. Aha. Come on, man. Oh, 109 likes. Thank you so much, Chris Inman. You are so generous. So if you have a question about Las Vegas, you would do well to ask it. Start talking like that funny business. You could ask it here if you wanted to. I will definitely try to answer what you have going on. They should expand the NFL to Canada. That will never happen. Never happen. And I've explained it here on the channel in a poor way. I'd have to look up the explanation. Justin Trudeau is the current Prime Minister of Canada. His old man, Pierre Elliott Trudeau, didn't like having foreign invaders in Canada. He was what you would call a Canadian nationalist. And in Canada, strangely enough, the nationalists are usually on the left side of politics and the non-nationalists are on the right. Here it's the opposite. Anyhow, there was a thing called the USFL, the United States Football League, and they wanted to put a team in Toronto. And they never did, because Pierre Elliott Trudeau, when he was the Prime Minister of Canada, drafted a law that made it next to impossible for foreign ownership of, for foreign-owned football and different teams like football, it's specifically football, to play in Canada. So there's a few years ago when they said that the Buffalo Bills might make Toronto a home, and oh, wouldn't you know it, now the Toronto Blue Jays had to make Buffalo a home. Funny how that works in a roundabout history sort of way. But, you know, if the NFL arrived in Canada, the only city it would work in would be Toronto, Canada. Maybe Vancouver, maybe possibly, but it would be hard to get that Seahawks fan base to embrace a team in north of them. So Canada would be the only one it would work in, and it would destroy the Canadian Football League forever and a half. Why are all the painted stripes on the street always faded? Seems the city doesn't paint them often. Just massive amounts of sun, UV lights, Victor. It just doesn't, you know, and also cars, just a lot of cars. Plus they keep digging up the streets and repaving them. And yeah, I mean, Con I Am says NHL, what about it? What about it? You asked me a question about NHL. It's not a statement. NBA, NHL. NBA is already in Canada. It's in Toronto. And then Vancouver had a team. They moved down to Memphis. Now they're the Grizzlies. They couldn't support them. The Raptors are well supported. But Canada has lots of hockey teams. You could put a second Canadian team in most Canadian cities and they would probably do well. What's with all the strip shootings, Alan says? I covered that in the video the other day. It's an unfortunate set of circumstances, isn't it? Not fun. The Bills, Tom Heel says, I think the Bills played games in Toronto. I believe they played preseason games. I don't think they've ever done the international series in Toronto. They play more in Mexico and in the United Kingdom for the real games. But there was also the problem of Canada and tailgating and alcohol and liquor laws, and they didn't really like those things up there, and so it wouldn't be the same culture, unfortunately. Another shooting at the Link Promenade was that was last night. I missed that by about an hour, unfortunately. Let's see here. Is the Las Vegas crowd coming back? I think it is. I was like poking fun at Vital Vegas because he was posting about how the Flamingo was at 98 capacity, and my response is 98 capacity of 50% is still 48% capacity to what it should be. But I feel the crowd is coming back. Case in point, I was on the Strip yesterday. It was rather quite busy, a little brisk, like in terms of people, not in terms of temperature. It was still 90 degrees yesterday at night, but you know, it was nice to see that crowd was there. Sierra says they really are doing a lot of construction, but that's a major city for you. Under construction for 3 months, and before you know it, a year has passed. Yeah, there's a reason that they do that. Does anybody want to know the reason why civic construction done by your government takes so long? You guys really want to know why? You always want to know why. Sometimes you go to a construction site and people are just standing around doing nothing. Say yes in the chat if you want to know why that is. This will not just apply to Las Vegas. This will apply to anywhere where the government is building your roads. So say yes in the chat if you want to hear about that. Circuit does have an under 21 restaurant. It's going to be the one. There's a steakhouse in there. Can't remember the name of it. I want to say Johnny Rotten's, but that's a guy from the Sex Pistols, not a steakhouse owner. It's got a basement, and there's going to be people checking doors, and you have to get like pre-approval to go in. I'm disappointed. I'm very disappointed at Circa, but I guess they know that that can be a family destination for people. You get them in with the kids, they come back as adults. So we got a lot of yeses. So here's the deal. So it's just appropriation of money. If you're the department that fixes up the roads, and at the beginning of 2020 they say, how much money do you need for your road projects? And you request $1 million, then you will spend $1 million. If in 2021 they say, how much money did you spend last year on your road projects? And you say, I spent $800,000, that's how much they're going to give you the next year. So they're not going to give you any more than they think you possibly need. So if during a construction project you have to, hire extra people to stand around and do nothing, or you have to make the job go a little bit slower, so you make sure that your labor costs, because your material costs will not change for the most part, especially with something as rudimentary as just building a road somewhere with some tar and some gravel. If you needed to make it a longer job so you can spend all of your money, that's what you're going to do. So it's oftentimes the case where people stand around doing nothing, or extra labor is hired so they can watch over things. And yeah, ain't that a you-know-what? And that's what that's all about. Clean-shaven Steve looks 3 years younger now. Yes, in Reno, if I lost all this weight, I would look 10 years younger. Oh my God, but thank you, Reno. Oh, so let's talk for a moment. Does anybody want to talk about the Cosmopolitan? Because it struck me as some people were overly concerned that I might be a target as well. So if you guys want to hear about the Cosmo, raise your hands up digitally by saying yes in the chat, so we can talk about that as well. Because as you know, a local YouTuber named Pompsy was kicked out of there. And I do believe that there's so many sides to a story that we don't know what really happened, but it's hard to say what happened, okay? So let's see, Steven, what do you think the over-under for Come On Man will be tomorrow night? Oh man, 50? They only have 90 minutes. He's not going to say it once every minute, maybe 20, maybe once every couple of minutes. Oh, everybody wants to know about the Cosmo. Ask me a question about the Cosmo. Say it in the comments below. That's how we will start the conversation. That's how we will start the conversation on that. Ask me a question about the Cosmo dealing with Pompsy. We will talk about it. I know quite right out that I sounded like Supertramp. You go quite right. You go to Blvd right to say. Oh, I'm singing again. I feel like I want to have my microphone completely unplugged, mind you. I just feel like I want it. Oh my God, I need my microphone. Oh, good microphone. Thank you for being with me. So we're not having it. So I know he's going to probably get word of this and people are going to call me a hater. I just want to give a little bit of a disclaimer here and say that I don't hate Pomsy. I think he makes good quality videos. I don't hate anybody. I think that's stupid. I see YouTubers in other areas, like my wife watches the Philippines, and these guys are all working together and hanging out, having a good time, and I wish we had that in Vegas. Like, you know, this could be us. A picture of a gym couple and you're telling your girl, this could be us, or you're telling your guy, if you just stop eating chips on the couch, this could be us someday. Does the tip at check-in really get you upgrades? Do you need to be discreet about it, or is it all good heading there Saturday? I've heard it works, just don't use the kiosks. It never works there. How good is the comps in the Cosmo? I don't know anything about that, John. They use Marriott's system, though, called Honors, and Marriott Honors, I think it's called. So if you have Marriott rewards already, you can go to Cosmo and use those. With Mirage Tram open now, any word on other MGM trams or monorails opening? Not that I've heard of, and I didn't even hear that open. They did not really announce it. Boom. Done. Well, they didn't say that. Like, there was no press release. Sierra asks, what's the core reason casinos kick out people? Is it filming or is it filming the casino floor? What's wrong with that? Lots of things wrong with both sides of the equation in this case. Okay, would you guys think it's fair to say that I'm fair and balanced in most situations? I've never been kicked out of the Cosmo, but I never brought in a super high-end camera into the Cosmopolitan. I just realized that I could actually show you my camera, but it's actually still on its ring light right now. I'm using the one on the computer right there. But so here's the deal. They don't want you to bring in most cameras. Like they extend out a professional courtesy to people who might want to bring a camera in and film the slot machine they're playing. They know it's free publicity. Woo, I'm winning at the Cosmo. They're fine with that. But right now you have to remember that we're living in a different era. It sucks. I really don't like it. But the truth is everything changed with coronavirus. COVID changed everything. So whereas before they didn't have much to worry about, now they have to worry about, you know, the gaming control board coming down on them for infractions, and you can't get them live, but it's not live, it's Memorex. As the old saying used to go, film is eternal, it lives on the internet. So if somebody wants to peek online and see what the Cosmo is doing, all they have to go to is to go to the Not Leaving Las Vegas stream, the Jacob stream, the Pomsy video. They can just see what's happening in the casino. And if they have that, it just hones them in to be able to go and find out where the infractions are coming from. Now, at the same time, casinos always have a policy about filming private people, and you can't film people that aren't you. You shouldn't be filming the front desk check-in. I mean, all that stuff is well and good, and it makes for a great YouTube video, but that's a thing you should never do. I don't care if it's a friendly casino to bloggers like Cosmo, or if it's a negative one like the Mirage. It's a bad idea. They told him to put his camera down. He put his camera down. They handled it poorly at that point, Cosmo did, and to the point where he said he was going to get, you know, I lost my $200. No, you didn't lose your $200. You're going to call your credit card company. You're going to get your credit card company to just basically wipe that off your statement because you didn't get the service that you rendered. But we also don't know certain intangibles about this. Was he at the hotel overnight? Did they get them the next day? Was he, you know, are both sides telling the full side of the story? Because there's always two sides of a story. If Cosmopolitan was reached, what would they officially say? Could you talk to the employees that had that experience with him? Did he put the camera down but keep it rolling clandestinely? Because that's a tactic that people will do at a place like an Inside Edition television show. I don't know what happened. We don't know what happened. Only Pomsy and the hotel knows what happened, and nobody's going to tell you their whole story. They shouldn't have kept his $200. They should just refund that. But at the same time, he's just going to dispute it on his credit card. So it's a wash. And he got a monster video out of it with lots of views. And I'm sure he's gained probably 100 subscribers in every 24 hours since he posted that, which is positive for him. Dodger Ryan, hi Steve, had a blast this past Friday at Beer Park Sports Park in the Paris. Felt it close to normal. I love to hear that. Thank you, Dodger Ryan. So yeah, it's not the end of the world, okay? It's not the end of the world. It's not to where people in the chat on that video were saying somebody should take out $200 worth of damage on the hotel. That's really bad. No YouTube creator wants to hear people saying that. I would be banning people from my chat if they said something like that. Oh, they took your $200. Let's go smash them up for $200. No, 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 no. But here's the thing. You got to remember something, and I've talked about this before. You're in their property, you're in their house. If you had a house party, I posted this in his comments. If you had a house party and you said everybody in the neighborhood is invited except for Bill, I don't know if there's a Bill here, except for Bill, because not the Bill that might be here conceivably. Bill is an alcoholic, and every time he drinks anything and he can't help himself, he smashes things up and punches people. If Bill showed up, you'd ask him to leave nicely, and if he didn't leave, you'd call the cops because he's a troublemaker. If this makes sense to you, give me a yes in the comments below. But everybody lives and everybody learns, and what I learned really, really quickly in Vegas working in timeshare is that if they don't want you on the property, they will ask you to leave. They don't need a reason to ask you to leave. And that's what he had. Now, whether or not he was filming adult material in the room, that sounds like a bad excuse. It sounds like you had the same experience I had at the Mirage with somebody who wanted to go and be super cop of the day. Unfortunate. It happens. It sucks. I wish it didn't happen to him. But hey, at least we get a feel for what the casinos are doing right now. Everybody got to be the guinea pig once in a while. I've been it. He's now it. Life in Las Vegas was the guinea pig once. We all learn our lessons this way. So we move on, or else we regress. And we complain about it even more. Wasn't expecting a stream today, Nick. Yeah, I didn't think tomorrow. I don't think I want to compete with the presidential debates. Whoa, St. Miles. Anything being done about power chair users that are being idiots, as Ren would say, Ren Hoek on Ren and Stimpy. The cops said that they're working with those companies to try to deter them from renting to the wrong people. But what is the wrong people, and how long is it before we have a massive ACLU discrimination case because somebody felt their skin color was why they were not rented a scooter? That's going to happen. Hell, I'll go rent a scooter. I'll try to look as trashy and as terrible as I can. I'll get a mullet. I'll wear my wife beater. Kind of wearing that right now anyways. And I'll say, y'all not doing that because of my skin color. And it would just be a nightmare for them. So I don't think anything's going to be done, quite frankly. I think they're here to stay unless they outlaw them on the strip, which puts an entire business out of business, an entire sector of the business. I'm one of the film, if one films adult entertainment in the room, whoa, hold on, that's their business. Not really, Con I am. It's not really that, because there's this Innkeepers Act in most jurisdictions, states, provinces, parishes, wherever you are, municipalities. Let's say that they have a right to let you use the room for specific things. You have a right to your privacy and your security of your things, but they don't want you to conduct business in that room. They also don't want people who are escorts in the room, if that makes sense. You can give us a play-by-play for the debate. No, I won't, Tom, because that would be suicide for my channel. Sweet, slow, actually not even slow suicide. They would cancel me in an instant. Let me see them muscles. You look swole. No, I'm just fat, but thank you very much, Bruce. You're a gentleman and a scholar for trying to compliment me. Made me smile a bit. Yo, ride that scooter. Yo, ride that scooter, yo. I don't know what I'm doing. It's MTV. Hey, MTV Raps. That was a show on MTV where they talked about controversial topics back in the day. How as crowded as the Bellagio, St. Miles asked? It's pretty crowded. I'm reading some back comments. Found it interesting that the reason they gave was for inappropriate films in the room. Do you think that's the real reason slot freaks go? No, I don't really think so. I don't think the Cosmo knew a reason to get rid of him without asking him to leave. Arnold is somewhere in California smoking a big cigar. Have I ever thought about doing TikToks? I wouldn't use TikTok until they made a deal to transfer it out of the hands of a company that's highly tied into the Chinese central government. But I might do it now. I have a TikTok account. I named it something anonymous. You can't find me. And I don't know what to do TikToks about. And I don't have a lot of time in the day. I work a lot. Do you think shows will be back by December, Jerry says? Ugh, it's so tough to say, Jerry. Maybe, possibly. I mean, they're losing money on this thing. By the way, let's see if this camera can stay alive the entire time that I'm up. That would be a fun thing. Where is my deal right here? I can tell you that right now, this computer is at 4 gigahertz and it's pretty warm. Not at 100 degrees yet, so that's a positive thing right here. Oh my God, I got to get back to, where is it? Oh, I hate this thing. Now I got to get back to my live chat. Where did you go, live chat? Where did you go? Can't see my live chat right now. This is a tech disaster. But I think at the end of the day, you know, it is really important to remember, though, again, these are private properties, and they're going to do what they're going to do. Let's get back to your chats right here. Booked for a trip one night. Maybe I could treat you and your lovely wife to dinner at Red Rock. It's possible, Susan. It really depends what day you're coming out and what I'm up to. What software do you use for your lives, Teresa says. I'm using a software called OBS, literally just the OBS, the Open Broadcast Standard. It's a software. It's free. I do have Streamlabs, and I can't get my green screen to work right with this EyeSight camera, or whatever they call this in the Mac. And that's a shame, because the camera looks fantastic. I think it sounds just stellar. And I might have to cancel my Streamlabs, because now I cannot use it on my mobile phone, and I cannot use it right on my PC or my Mac. Greetings from South Dakota. Todd, my favorite of the Dakotas. You're from North Dakota, you'd imagine what I might say to you. I'm a BKA, and it gives us a bad name for us that needs them. Black Knife Affiliate. I don't know what that means, BKA. Let's type it into Google and see what BKA stands for. BKA meaning, is it a medical meaning? Below knee amputation. Is that what that means? If you are, man, then you are tough and you're living your life, and I appreciate you for that. Why isn't there a pole in front of the escalators to prevent scooters from going on them? Well, then they would. I'm not trying to be funny. Wouldn't you prevent human beings from going on them too at the same time? I don't know. You could make the escalators really skinny, and that might help. And then people would have to like socially distance themselves. I guess they couldn't go down in tandem. I'm not sure. Greetings from South Dakota. We already saw that one there. Is your chat working? Blackjack Mister. My chat's working. I don't know if yours is. I've had this problem with my premieres, and what I have to do is physically refresh the page. You might want to refresh the page. How's the housing market? It's better than it's ever been in the history of Las Vegas, where we haven't been in a giant bubble like we were in 2004, 5, and 6. So housing market's doing great. So do you sense a crowd swell for the Circa opening? I don't know what to tell you about that. Really wish I would have gotten one of those golden tickets. I didn't, and I'm pretty upset about that. I thought that I was okay with Richard, and it turns out I wasn't. I mean, he's not mad at me. He's always talking to me, but I guess I'm not a VIP. Does anybody know who's going to that? Does anybody know who's actually going to the Circa Grand Opening? I was going to like wait for one and surprise you. Now that it's a month out, I confirmed I'm not getting one, so that sucks. Maybe I'll go there on the 28th like everybody else. But if you know who's going to that, let me know. And I think it'll be an interesting one. Not a lot of people know about it, though, unfortunately. So a couple of we were talking to at the Win the other day, they had no idea. They just knew that it existed. Of course, Brian Christopher is going. Carol's not going. Steven Sadface is not going. Turn It Up World is going? Wow. I had no idea. Hey, Steven, do you know how much it costs to get one of the circles on Fremont Street? Such a variety of entertainers. I don't know. I had somebody else ask me the same question. I had somebody else ask me the same question about that. I know that you have to go through the city or the county. There's like this pyramid-shaped building near downtown across from the Outlet Center you can go to. I was invited to the Garage Mahal opening October 31st. Well, even October 21st, even Mark's going to some of their grand opening. I've heard it's mostly people who gamble regularly at the D. Don't take it personally. The real question is, who lit these fires in California? Well, it wasn't Billy Joel, because he didn't light the fire. It was always burning since the world was turning. You know I had to do that, didn't you? Not Biden. There will be more than 5 people. Come on. Why did I say that comment out loud? And not to be political. The Cosmo always banned him for life. That might hurt more than the $200. I would hate to be banned from any casino for life. I would fight that in a nice way. I would talk to everybody I could. Richard told you on the live stream you're in the opening. You need to talk to Thing. No, he told me I'm going to be there on the 28th. There's a difference between the 27th black tie and the 28th. There's a big difference. There's like a 4 or 5 hour difference. There's a difference where the people on the 28th are going to show up looking like me, and the people on the 27th are going to show up looking real good. Let's see here. Watch your back with Brian Christopher, please. Oh, D-Car. I don't know him. He actually was nice enough to take the time to reply to me when I'm still technically a nobody on YouTube, considering he's like 5 times larger. But he was really cool about it. So far, so good. And that was months ago. Or people who actively promote themselves. I guess I'm not promoting myself properly. But that's okay. That's okay. Just show up with the live stream. We are with you. Yeah, I know. Is the Caesars deal with William Hill done? No, they said they're closing the Hill. So if you guys closing the Hill, If you guys don't know, William Hill is going to be bought by Caesars, it sounds like. William Hill is a giant, well, the American version. I don't know if it's going to be the entire company. William Hill Sportsbook is a big old sportsbook operator that's working out of the United Kingdom. And apparently they have an American arm, and they're all over this country. And they're in Nevada, and they operate sportsbooks mostly for small casinos that don't want to have all of the odds makers and hire all the people to do it. So on this one here, apparently, Caesars is going to be buying William Hill, which is a nice little exclusive and might tie in their rewards program with the William Hill Race and Sports books, which will be nice. How do you know for sure you ain't getting the ticket? Well, everybody's got them, apparently, and I texted Richard, and I got the sense that I wasn't. So let's see here. Maybe Richard forgot to invite you. Text him. I'm not going to worry about that, Albert. You guys are so nice for worrying about me. Are you using the Mac? I am using the Mac right now, Nick. I am using it. It's strange. I got to stare at a green dot. Come to light. Let's see here. Tampa Bay won? Get the heck out of here. Now Tampa Bay has more Stanley Cups than the Calgary Flames and the Winnipeg Jets and the Vancouver Canucks and every team in Canada with the exception of Toronto and Montreal, and they may never catch up to those two teams. So let's see here. By the way, let's see here. What is going on? Aggravated assault in Las Vegas area is up 40% compared to this time, and that's with fully closed for 3 months. Oh my God. Wow. People want to know if they should post this in my Facebook group. So we got that. That's one of my moderators asking if they should post it. Aggravated assault up in Las Vegas, 40%. Ugh, we're all losing our minds over Corona, I'm telling you. Let's see here. Tampa Bay won, though. That's good. Did you pick up your new Mac? Well, they delivered it to me on the 24th, and now it's the 28th, and I've been using it for a few days. I am completely dumbfounded and befuddled. I ended up installing Windows on it because there's going to be times when I want to play a game for 15 or 20 minutes. You can do that with this Mac. You won't be able to do it going forward. None of the new ones will be able to do Windows at the same time. And it's an amazing piece of equipment. I just don't know how to use this thing. And I don't know how to use Final Cut Pro, which is supposed to be my video editing software. That's why I bought this thing. So I have a Skillshare account. You know, Skillshare, those things all the people promote, that kind of stuff. But yeah, is the current situation of Europeans not being able to enter the U.S. hurting Las Vegas? Oh, absolutely it is. Yeah, everything is hurting Las Vegas right now. Every person that can't travel here, even people from China, even people from all over Asia, they were big in coming to Las Vegas. It was a big time. As the current situation of European, okay, we answered that. Any hotels have bell and valet services? The valet at the Caesars Forum Shops is open. That's a free valet, but you should always tip the guys that run around parking your cars. Valet is closed at Bellagio. Valet is closed at the Wynn. Valet is probably open at some hotels, but those are the ones that I know of. Oh, MGM's Valet is also closed. New York's Valet is also closed. Those are all properties where we try to do the valet and we just can't do it. Macs I thought were simple. They are simple once you learn the language of them. It's a different way of doing things on your computer. I won't get into it right now, but I have it. I've done all I can. I don't have any more upgrades to do, at least for the next 3 years on this thing. Final Cut is not as good as Premiere. I switched years ago. There are some things that are supposed to be intuitive and fast and snappy. So far, I'm still using Premiere Pro. Go figure. And also, Final Cut doesn't like the video files that my GoPro produces, and I had to spend an hour converting them yesterday, so what the hell's the point of using Final Cut Pro? Tampa Bay won the Cup. Oh, congratulations, like we said, to the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Whales mostly fly in. They're now stuck with blank bag people driving in from Arizona and San Bernardino. Well, Carrie, I have a lot of friends in Arizona and San Bernardino. And yeah, there's some bad people everywhere. They're also dealing with dirt bags in Las Vegas and dirt bags from Utah. I could just name every state in the country if you wanted me to. But I agree, the bad element is here more than it usually would be. I saw international flights at O'Hare, so internationals are coming in. They will come in. I have to say, actually, I saw a lot more traffic over McCarran this weekend than I've ever seen. You should get an iPhone. AirDrop with the Mac is nice. I don't imagine AirDrop will be any faster than anything else when I have to transfer a 4 gigabyte video file. It's not going to be any faster on AirDrop. AirDrop is just a type of Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. I'm hurting. I can't travel to Vegas, Ono says. Yeah. Is there free parking on the Strip at all over? Yes. Yes, absolutely. Every single hotel right now is offering free parking. You can't pay for parking unless you're a fool. You go over to the showcase and you park there and pay your money. That would be stupid. A tropical hockey team so odd. Yeah, Hannah, it is odd, but they actually have really great fans in Tampa. Ooh, man, I'm trying to talk a million miles a minute. How are you?
Good, I got Jiminy in my hand.
Oh, don't give me a cricket. I don't like those. They're creepy.
No. I'm taking them outside.
Okay. And my wife, Caroline, is cricket hunting, and she releases them out into the wild if they get into our house. The largest number of international tourists to Las Vegas were from Canada. That's true, and basically Americans can't go to Canada right now, and Canadians can come here, but they can't drive. They can only fly in, and then they have to have a deal where they like stay at home for 2 weeks. But that's fine. I mean, we still have a guy who's coming down here. These are his face masks, by the way. This is his. He's going to come down here. And I have a bunch of other orders from Canadians. So if you guys are coming down from Canada and you want to hook up some face mask action, go to vegasfacemask.com, send an order, put it through, and then this guy's going back to Canada with the orders. He's going to ship them to you through Canada Post, which is very nice. vegasfacemask.com, that's where we get these beauties from. And my wife makes them, and if you got to wear them, you got to wear them. I know after it's over, call me a sheep if you will. I don't care. I'll probably end up wearing masks for a little while as the whole entire population needs to be vaccinated and herd immunized. That's a nice mask. Where'd you get it? Wink, wink. VegasFaceMask.com. Jerry's gone. Thank you so much for being here, Jerry. Steven is scared of... I don't like insects. I have never liked them. I grew up in a cold climate where we don't have a lot of insects. So I'm not that guy. I'm not scared of them. I just don't like it jumping around in my hand. You know, we used to use them for fishing bait, and I just never liked them then either. Maybe that's what it is. I'm not going to say it. I'll say it again until we get to 50 likes. Giddy up, people. We could get to 250 likes. That would be great. 435 watching. Steven, can we see your cat? No cats around here. It's quite warm in the room right now, but thankfully this camera won't overheat. But when he comes in, sure. After it's over, well, John, what I'm saying is when it's completely free and clear, I mean, I'll be fine. But right now, I think we have to look at what they did in Asia, like Japan, China. These countries have worn masks for years. And everybody, I know I mocked them. I didn't make fun of them because of their culture or their race. But I'd be like, look how stupid that is. They're wearing a mask. Well, joke's on us, aren't they? Like, they had a good idea with all this stuff. How did Circa get its name? Thanks for your channel, Stevie B says. Well, apparently it was because, you know, that hotel opened circa 1950 something, circa 1966, and that's where the circa comes from. 777 rooms there, by the way. I hear if you can produce a negative COVID test, you can avoid quarantine. Well, that would be smart of them. I don't know how you can do that in Canada. I don't know if in Canada they have private testing. The Canadian healthcare system is pretty adamant on not allowing anything to be private. Like, for example, if you're an athlete, you need to get your work done, you got to fly to the United States. You can't, like, just pay for it out of pocket for almost any procedure in Canada. So they do most of their stuff out of the country. Got my flu shot today. That stung. Well, Jim, good on ya. Wearing a mask doesn't make you a sheep. It's a public safety health. Well, I just say it, Ono, to get in front of it. It's called being proactive instead of reactive. And sometimes I know what people are going to say before they're going to say it. And I know how they're going to react to things because I've been doing this for a couple of times. This is like my 4th live stream, by the way. Do you know anywhere that's hiring? I'm a 22-year-old girl in Vegas. Ugh. Well, I mean, I know somebody that just got a job for like $11.50 an hour working at Chick-fil-A, and she's like doing the cash thing. She's not in the back cooking. You know, a lot of the shops and casinos might be hiring. I would just put out my resume everywhere. It depends on what your specialty is. People are hiring. Some of the jobs you might not like. You know, you might not like working at a Terrible's auto service gas station, but they're hiring. They have signs on the doors. A lot of places are looking for employees in Las Vegas. Amazon always seems to be hiring. They pay pretty well. Possibly, well, the Raiders aren't hiring, unfortunately. But yeah, there are some places hiring. Professor Steve, you ever thought about a book about Las Vegas walkabouts? I thought of doing a book, but I don't know what it would be about. I don't know if there would be interest in it. Those countries dealt with this kind of thing previously. Yeah, and that's my point, Hannah, and they wore the masks, and they seem to be okay. You know, Japan, Tokyo, Japan, a city the size, if you parallel it, it's like half the size of New York, but they had like 1/8 the size of cases, so go figure. No private C-19, Lorna says. See, and that a son of a you-know-what. If you have the money for it, you should be able to go get your health done in Canada, and if you don't have the money, you shouldn't be left out in the United States. Frey Fra says dispensaries are hiring. Yeah, there seem to be very nice places to work. Even if you're not into that culture, you can still work in them. Look at this, guys. Oh, my God. Oh, breaking my back with this guy right here. There he is, everybody. Target is hiring for 15 an hour. Very good. Yeah, Smith's is also known as Kroger on the East Coast. They're hiring. And then we also have hiring. Walmarts are hiring. Albertsons are hiring. Headbutters. You can get a headbutting job. Headbutting me like Blackjack right here. I'm from Tokyo, 3 times bigger than New York. Okay, I'm talking about the New York metropolitan area with like 30 million people in it. That's kind of what I got down to. That's New York and New Jersey. But hey, man, you're right. Tokyo's a mega city. I've always wanted to see it someday, Ono. That'd be a beautiful thing. El Gato Negro. El Gato Gordo is more like it. Yes, he's good. Oh, yes. That's my therapy right there. All right, yes. You're good until you start clawing me, and then you're not good anymore. What did Kevin say that was so bad? Kevin said, pussy. It's a pussy cat. I know, you're just trying to look out for me by deleting that comment. Mini Black Panther, yes. Tokyo, Yokohama. Yeah, I'd love to see that area. I actually want to see the forests out there. They look like beautiful places. Places like Henderson, Summerlin that are called districts or counties. Well, they're actually not really... They're just like lines that are drawn to say that you're in Henderson, Sun City, Anthem, all this. They're all just basically Las Vegas. You don't really vote on a mayor. You have some council people and stuff that represent you. He's not tired. He just doesn't like that bright light. You know, he's got those eyes and they're completely tiny right now for him. Yeah, you want the food. Don't fall backward. You snap your back. You weigh 25 pounds. How old is Blackjack? 13 years old, maybe. Something like that. I'm not really sure. I got to think back. I could find some old footage. Intel Wild, Steven went to your mask website. Can you describe the ordering process? Was confused. It's not hard. Scroll down to the page. You'll see about 60 different images that you can pick from. Pick a couple, note them by name, fill out the order form. Or click PayPal, pay, fill out the order form, click send. And that's it. It'll bring you to a thank you page at the very end of it all. It's not I didn't pay for an e-commerce solution. It's impossible to do an e-commerce solution on that site because we have such an endless amount. Do you need small? Do you need large masks? Or standard or large? Do you need this mask, that mask? I mean, 60 different combinations. You just randomize the numbers, and it's just too much to be able to do. I'm not going to Shopify it. I'm not going to do WooCommerce on a WordPress site for that. I'm just going to have an order form. I get the email. I check the PayPal. Has been gone through. We print the shipping label, and you know that they're in process. So you go to the site, pick some patterns you like, pay with PayPal, use a order form, hit send, you get a thank you page explaining the process from there on in, and that's how you know that you went through. Let's see here. There are several slow motion videos showing just how efficient the masks are at controlling sneeze particles, of course, but people don't like them. You don't think we like to make them. Caroline likes to wear them. Caroline likes to make them. She's an artist, but it's a thing that's helping her put our godson through school and help build the house out there because they've been living in poverty because we weren't doing very well before, anything. So now she has that ability to. But nobody likes to wear them, but it is a thing that could help you. What's your opinion on the new pay $250 for an instant C19 test for peeps traveling to Hawaii from California? I feel like it'll be the resort fee for the airlines. Good idea, though. I get a test before you fly. There's rapid tests out here. There's a couple of them in Las Vegas as well. They're like $200 out here. It's a good idea. Like, for example, in where my wife is from in the Philippines, you can't even board the plane in, say, LA to fly there unless you can produce that you've had a negative test in the last 48 hours. So it's going to be a way of traveling until we have herd immunity. I don't think it'll stick around forever. 400 plus in the room. We should have 400 likes. That would be nice. Intel Wild. If I can get up to 275 likes, that would be nice too. OMG. Okay, bye. Okay, John, thank you so much. Thank you, John. Hey, April's here as well. I did shave Terry a week or two ago. Yep, for sure. Hey, Ida is my biggest fan. Thank you, Ida. I appreciate it. Tests are free here in multiple drive applications, Paper City Gamer Jeff says. Yes, but I will pitch it out to you this way. If you have a job, a company, and they make you go and take a test, you could be out of work for several days, or you could be back to work in an instant if you got a rapid test. And the rapid test gives you a result within 15 minutes. They use blood versus saliva, and those other tests can take anywhere between 2 days to 2 weeks to come back. And then, good luck on you tracking down your tests if they forget to send them to you or whatever. So it can be a pain. Plus, I'd rather do a rapid test if I could afford it and know that it's my result. Some people have gotten results for tests they never even took. That's how much of a fiasco this world has been in the last year or so. Well, let's see. My fiance loves the masks. Received a handwritten note. Yes, Caroline puts a handwritten note in every single order of those masks. Let's see here. Lamar Jackson is not a choke artist, Terry. You play nice now. Intel Wild says, Steven, what gave you the idea to start walking around the strip and live stream it? Well, I know Jacob was doing it, and I never thought it would be a good idea, but I did it because, I don't know, it just seemed like something I could try one day, and I thought I would be terrible at it, but it turns out I'm not terrible at it. It turns out I'm pretty good at it, and before you guys get mad and say, someone says, well, you know, that bravado, you should be humble. I am incredibly humble. Every subscription, every like I get, every channel membership, every Patreon member, every mask order, it honors me. But I can say that I'm good at something. It doesn't make you a jerk to say that you're good at it. And I appreciate you watching it. I must be decent at it because people show up. Let's see here. Intel strikes again. Yes, he did, for sure. What did Ida say that was so bad? She says, bye, wrong one. I don't know what that means, Ida. I don't know why it was deleted either. It wasn't too overtly offensive. Oh, Ida's a troll. Well, then just kick Ida out. We don't need the trolls here. We'll just kick her out. Go away. Get out of that rally. Do it. Get out of here. Jamie Dean likes the masks. Funk wants everybody to know that Tampa Bay Lightning are the 2020 Stanley Cup Finals with a big old asterisk. Sorry, I had to do it because my team didn't win. And if the Golden Knights won, I would totally not say big old asterisks. I just spit on my brand new Mac monitor. Oh my God, I'm horrible. Saliva just shot out of my mouth. I should have been wearing a face mask. Will Garage Mahal at Circa have a special parking space for high-end cars? It's called the Valet, Thomas. They all have the Valet. And you'll have somebody who's just there to park cars. You can make quite a lot of money on tips parking like $150,000, $300,000 cars. Do not believe everything you hear or read, Lance says. Oh, I agree. Bradley says, are the sports books busy with the NHL Cup? Well, Stanley Cup's over now. Finals and now MLB. There's been people watching. It's really the NFL that's getting them the busiest, though, honestly. Let's see here. What is Caroline's day job? She makes masks literally full time. Before this, she was doing paper flower walls, which I will show you guys one day. I want to get her to ship them out across the country, but they're expensive to ship, but they're handcrafted, made from the ground up. She starts off with just regular stock paper. What do they call that? The cardstock paper. And she makes things that are just gorgeous with like brooches and jewels all over them, and they're wall art. And I'm trying to get her to get into that because when there's no more masks, I want her to stay busy. And she also wants to open a restaurant or do interior design, but I'll do whatever it takes to make her happy. Your Vegas is Getting Scary video got a lot of views. It was okay. What has it got right now? It was all right. It was like 60,000 views. That was good. I know exactly what obviously have the most hits on them because I can just quickly reference it on the channel. Let's see. Debbie says, never apologize for being exceptionally good. Oh, I never said exceptionally good, but thank you so much. We're going to filter this by my views. So my biggest, no, I don't want to do that. My biggest view count on a video was, still to this date, is Rio to be demolished, Buffet's dead forever. That's 130,000. And then we have the shutdown documentary I did. The Luxor is at 107,000. 5 Things to Know Before You Come to Las Vegas, 88,784. The Wynn Resorts plans to reopen Ruins Las Vegas, 84,700. And then we do have our police state and unsafe. Police state is with 65,000, and Vegas is becoming scary as 73,000. And they still have 93 to 94% likes. Intel Wild, Steven, do the Resorts World will resemble the Wynn property, not just the look of the hotel, but overall? I don't know if it's going to be very red inside. The Encore is a very red property inside, so it's possible it'll be very red inside, but I don't think it's going to resemble it that much. I think that they learned their lesson. There was a giant copyright lawsuit that was levied against the Resorts World, which is why that property changed from looking like the Wynn to looking very different with different colors and hues of reds. But thank you so much for that. Guys, we have to thank our super chatters, by the way, as we go along this journey together. Everybody's a super chatter, but the super chatters are the ones that have the colorful chats. We have Jared Green, D. Carr, Jersey T. Thank you, Chris Inman. Dodger Ryan 124, St. Miles, Intel Wild. Also John Neese, Intel Wild. You guys are awesome, and I appreciate you very much. Go Seahawks. 3-0. Very, very nice. You guys have 3-0 and up there. Do you pronounce it moose or meese? It's moose. There's no such thing as meese. It's not like goose and geese. Gooses and goose and gooses. Steven, you should make more interviews. How's it going with collaborating with other YouTubers? I don't know. I mean, I just kind of do my own thing out here. If you notice, the Vegas YouTubers don't really collaborate with anybody. They just seem to do their own thing and stay in their own lanes. Pompsy has collaborated with Jacob. I've never collaborated with anybody more than a few people. Nobody ever bigger than me. Well, except for Yellow Productions. He's been very nice, and I do need to reach out and get him on my channel. Where'd all the laid-off casino employees go? They go home. Some of them find other jobs working in other industries. Some of them leave Las Vegas, which I said would be a problem if they didn't open up these properties more often. Bring one of the other cats in. Yeah, Blackjack's the only one that comes over and gets me. The other ones are doing whatever. The Siamese cat is probably hunting a cricket in the house, and the white Domino is just doing what Domino does, which is sleeping and eating because he's a much older cat. Juicelon Jimmy says he'll be on an interview. All right. Too many people who don't have COVID for herd immunity to work. Irwing says, yeah, that's true, but that's kind of, that's how these things work. Everybody has to get it to get the herd immunity. The YouTubers are kind of loner types. They like to limelight themselves. Well, I try not to limelight myself, Hannah. If I had an offer to, I'd probably do it. Paul Rotter says, let Russell Wilson cook. Yeah, he's a great quarterback. He's completely underrated in terms of quarterbacks, I think, right now. Nobody talks about him. They just talk about Tom Brady and all these other teams that get more limelight. Watching you and KC Monday Night Football. Love Mahomes. Ooh, Stephanie Trump in Vegas as a Chiefs fan, mind you. Very nice. You got a good rivalry with the Chiefs and the Raiders there, I guess. How about this? Richard Wilk allowing you to interview at the D, sometimes with a different personnel. It would be fun. I don't know if he'd be into it. Maybe someday I'll get up there enough that he'll let me interview some of his Hollywood friends. I don't know about that. I would be afraid just to ask. Do they spend that money back at the... So how about this? So we got, how much money do you need saved when moving to Vegas as an entrepreneur? Isaiah, I would have a year's worth of living expenses for me to live my life comfortably. That's a lot of money. I'd say do that. Pay an entire lease in advance. Don't buy a house for the first year you're here. Sit on it. See if you like the city enough. And see if you can make it work for yourself. How much money do you need? Okay, we got that. Let's see here. They took other jobs that were less paid. The people that used to work at Circa are hurting. All the entertainers are hurting. I am convinced some of them are on the strip practicing their art. That guy that's juggling in front of Bellagio is amazing, for example. Richard Wilk should hire me to work for him. Oh, he can't afford me, but God bless his soul. And he has to work for the D, and he's an employee at the D or whatever he is, and he's excellent at what he does. That's all you need to know about him. Let's see here. Just enough to get lucky on the tables. No, you don't need that, Juice Loan. You could be running to Juice Loan Jimmy for some extra funds. Will the theme resorts ever be built again? Probably not. I mean, they're just switching over to these bland, nice looking inside, but bland kind of resorts, unfortunately. Speaking of the D, I didn't realize it. It's named the D after Detroit, not after Derek Stevens. So the D is what they call Detroit in Michigan. I'm from the D, that kind of thing. When does the Circa open? It opens to the general public on October 28th at midnight. The strike of midnight. The tone of midnight. But Steven, you're excellent at what you do. Thank you, Sierra. I appreciate you. Do you ever gamble on the strip? Daniel, I don't. Somebody sent me 2 cash out tickets. It was a very nice donation they made. I went to the Bally's and I had these tickets in my hand, and I was like, maybe I should just play this one. But I couldn't bring myself to do it. I got my family overseas. I got my family here. I got my cats. And I would rather go with the sure thing. I guess I'm not the gambling man type. How about an interview with Richard and his boss about the future? Oh, I'd love to talk to Mr. Stevens, but he is very reclusive and he's not doing any interviews right now. I could do one with Richard on the future of Vegas. That would be fun. I think that would be nice. Do you think the crimes will go up more since the bars are open? No. I think the crimes will go down since the bars are open. Honestly, I do. See, when you have people buying packaged liquor, if you're not familiar with the term because you're from somewhere outside the United States, packaged liquor is just like anything you buy at the drugstore, corner store, drugstore. Who calls it a drugstore? This country, Canadians call it a drugstore. Americans call it, the pharmacy. If you buy like packaged liquor, just a couple of like beers, you're going to get rowdy on the strip. And when you're inside of the bar, the bartender can cut you off. The security can ask you to leave. You're not going to get into as many fights when you're in a situation that's far more controlled. Plus, you're going to have a regular tab. You're going to be drinking for more money, and it'll slow people down from drinking. So all those reasons, I think the fights might go down a little bit on the Strip. Crime-related unemployment could be, but they say that property crimes are down, whereas the violent crimes are up. So property crimes would go up as well if people were desperate like that, I would imagine. The riffraff needs for the bars to be open. That's exactly it. What's up with Resorts World? Well, the last video update I did was the rumor that was going around that one of the major companies already in Las Vegas might be investing in that place to keep it opening and make sure that it has money to open with when it opens in I believe it's going to be winter of 2021. That's the last thing we heard. They're trying to build the casino. The tower has been topped out, meaning that they're no longer building on the tower itself. And it's going to be a nice property either way. We need rent for apartments to go down, please. Yeah, again, that's just a supply and demand thing, and not people are moving into Las Vegas, not moving away. No street drinking when bars open. Exactly, Con. So they're going to be less. You've been slacking lately, Steve. Thank you, Terry. I really appreciate it. Good golly, Miss Molly. If you feel comfortable, concealed carry were illegal. Yeah, some people are comfortable with that. Street drinking is part of the problem. I think it is part of the problem. I think that when people are not in a controlled situation, they will overdrink. I think when they're outside, not in the air conditioning of a bar, they will get hot, they will get dehydrated, they will feel less good. And I think that that is all adding to the element of people bumping into each other and being stupid. Let's see here. What took me to Vegas? I've told this story before. Like, my wife was bartending here, and I met her, and I was in California working with an uncle, and I just kept coming here more and more often until I kind of stayed. Do I think conferences and conventions will be back next year? I do think they will come back. I'm looking at April or May, probably. That's just from some friends that I know that work in culinary that are told that banquets are pushed off until the second quarter of 2021, which could be April, May, or June. We're hoping for April, unfortunately. We don't know. I'm a hard worker, man. But you just said I was slacking. I don't know about slacking, man. I've been working my bones to the wire, to the off, or to whatever it's called. I can't think of the words. I've been working at work. My boss threw a ton of work at me, so I'm doing that. I'm doing my videos, and I'm just trying to get through a couple of personal things right now. Unemployment money is helping struggling families right now. Yes, it is. This is true. For real, though, how bad will things have to get for you to actually consider Vegas? I don't know, man. I'm pretty adaptable to where I live, and I have Canadians are very adaptable in general. So are Filipinos. So my wife and I are in a good position where we can kind of merge around what's around us. And I think that's the problem right now. I'll just leave you guys with this, right? Not a lot of people were adaptable. We all got rigid. And if you work for a big company and you got shafted by your company, now you know that your company wasn't always looking out for you like they thought they were. But if you didn't have any skills, that meant you were instantly employable. Now you're in a big heap of trouble. And I feel bad for all of those people. I really do. But just be adaptable. Be kind of able to be excellent at what you do and be employable. See, an airline pilot is pretty darn in demand, unless the airlines aren't flying, and then they don't have any other skills to go do somewhere else. And I guess that's what I'm saying. Develop a skill outside what you do and be more employable and adaptable, which is what I had to do here in Vegas. Steven, have you ever stayed at a hotel on the Strip, and which one? Never have. We're going to be staying at some soon coming up. We stayed at the Wild Wild West. We've stayed in Laughlin. I've stayed in Tahoe. I've stayed in Southern California. I stayed up in Mesquite, but never on the Strip specifically. Normally the flights would be happening in clubs instead of casinos. Again, Stevie, if that happens, though, it's an isolated incident. And generally in clubs, you don't have people walking around with firearms and stuff like that, too. That's what that is. Have you ever streamed during the marathon in November? No, I haven't. That would be interesting to do. Maybe I'll run the marathon. Not, but, yeah, that would be an interesting. I don't think they're running the marathon this year. I think it actually has been officially canceled this year. Okay, how many subscribers, members, patrons would you need to consider switching YouTube full time? That's a sensitive question. It's not like I'm mad at you for asking. It's a good question. The thing is, everybody has a level of income that they want to be at, so they can live the life that they want to live, where their family can get the things they want, where they can be comfortable that they're not one paycheck away. Like 87% of people, they say in America, are $500 away from having an absolute crisis where they are completely wiped out. For me to be there off of YouTube, and my levels are very different, it would take a lot more. I would need 150,000 subscribers, I would need to have a channel sponsor and do actual sponsored videos in a nice way. Lots of YouTubers do them and they do excellent content. To be full-time on this, it would just be so much more than I can even fathom right now. So I'm just doing my best with what I got every day in front of me. When COVID numbers go down, more will open. This is true. Well, you should stay at a strip hotel to report on them. That'll be fun. Just don't do it at the Cosmo because they will get awfully cranky at you and try to rip you off. Let's see here. Cell phones to some people are a very useful tool. To others, a very volatile weapon. Yeah, I mean, cell phones are good and bad. When are the scorpions most active? Have you ever tried the scorpion shots? Won't drink a scorpion shot. Scorpions are not active right now. I haven't seen one in a few weeks. So they're probably all around us, but they're very active in the summertime. They do not like the cool as well. Why quit the job when you're clearly able to work all day and do YouTube? That's another thing, Carrie. You should always have more than one resource of income, and that's where I'm getting at there. I mean, look, I just said be very, very liquid, be fluid, be water, my friend. That's what Bruce Lee said. You put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. Water can be soft, and it can crash. That's Bruce Lee. You should go watch that. He did a very philosophical guy. I love Bruce Lee. Thumbs up if you loved Bruce Lee. All right, so will you stream New Year's? Of course. John says go back and read my chat. If we get to 350 likes, I'll mail Steven a check for $5 up to $100 for every time Biden says, come on, man, for the next 3 debates. Well, it doesn't matter, John. I'm not going to put you up for that. You're a super nice guy, but we will see what the debates have for us tomorrow. Everybody's in the chat right now. I have to get off this chat, so John, you're off the hook. I love you, baby. Come on, man. But you know what? Everybody has their catchphrases. We could say how many times the Donald Trump will say fake news. Ha! See? It's a two-way street. But come on, man. All right, guys, you're great. Thank you so much. Maybe you want to share this with somebody. I'll be back here tomorrow night. We'll chat some more. We'll talk. We'll have some talk. We'll have some coffee talk. Why do I talk so fast? I have no idea. Some people think I'm from New York. I'm just a simple guy from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Thank you for watching. If you guys want to support the channel, you can reach out to us. The YouTube channel memberships get you early access when I can post those early access photos. The Facebook group's called Not Leaving Las Vegas. It is totally for free. We also have the Patreon site, which is a great way to do it too. But the best way to do it is buy this from my wife, VegasFaceMask.com. Happy wife, happy life. If you can't do that and you're tired of me saying it, well, then you're not really my true friend. But I love you anyways, because we should love people and not hate them. Now's the time of the video where I say 3, 2, 1, click. I'm curious to see how this quality looks like when I get to watch it after it's been processed is what they say up in Canada. 3, 2, 1, and you guys are great, and click.